Bismillah. Okay, good afternoon class. So at this point we're looking at trigonometry, trig ratios. We're looking at the examples for exercise 7.3. At the time that we did it with you guys, it was load shedding at the time, so I just need to do it so that we can have the series of questions. Okay. So at this point we spoke about the cost diagram, okay? And we proved the cost diagram, how it works and all of those and where it comes from. For those of you who wants to view how we did that, you'll find a full lesson in the description box below, okay? So we came up with, we looked at the cost diagram, so it's all stations to Claremont diagram. That's 90, 180, 270 and 360. At this point we determined that sine of 180 minus theta, cos of 180 minus theta and tan of 180 minus theta. Remember, in this direction we were adding all the time, and in the reverse we will be subtracting. Okay. So with that information we can say that 180 minus theta of course is in your second quadrant. Can you see that? So in the second quadrant sine is positive, so it's going to be sine theta. 180 minus theta in that quadrant. Cos is negative, which is negative cos theta. And 180 minus theta is the second quadrant, and tan is also negative. It's negative tan theta. You all agree with that? Then we say that sine 180 plus theta, cos 180 plus theta, and tan 180 plus theta. Okay. So 180 plus theta then takes me to the quadrant 3. Okay, sine is negative, so it's negative sine theta. Cos in the second quadrant is also, third quadrant is negative, so it's negative cos theta. And tan in the third quadrant is positive, so it's tan theta. Okay? We also spoke about and we proved the following, that sine of 360 minus theta, cos of 360 minus theta, and tan of 360 minus theta. Okay? So 360 minus theta takes you quadrant 4. Remember that's quadrant 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay? So sine in the fourth quadrant is negative. So it's negative sine theta. Cos in the fourth quadrant is positive, so it's positive cos theta, which is cos theta. And tan 360 minus theta, tan is negative, so it's negative tan theta. Okay. So with that we went on and we explained, or we discussed the reduction formula there. We got that, we made a summary. Then we got to example 1. And example 1 was on page 230. But this is for example 3, and example 3 is on page 230. 7.3 is on page 230. But this is the example on page 230 as well. Okay. So looking at the first one here, we said that sine of 180 plus theta. So for the next couple of lessons or pages, I would just throw this out of my head and make sure that I memorize it. It's all stations to Claremont. Okay. So that's 180 and 360. Okay. You could write 90 and 270, but it doesn't affect this exercise. So 180 plus theta takes you into quadrant 3. So it's sine positive and negative in quadrant 3. So it becomes negative sine theta over. 180 minus takes you to quadrant 2. Sine positive and negative? Positive. So it's sine theta. And of course that cancels, leaves you with negative 1. Let's look at number 2. Number 2, we have tan squared 180 minus alpha. So if we expand that, it will simply be tan 180 minus alpha times tan 180 minus alpha. So that is simply in the second quadrant. Is tan positive or negative in the second quadrant? It is negative. So it's negative tan alpha times negative tan alpha. So negative times negative is a positive. Tan times tan is tan squared. So we made a note. We said from a square, you'll never get a negative. It will always be positive. Okay. And then example 3. I'm just going to pull this cost diagram down here. Alright. So 360 minus alpha is in which quadrant? Quadrant 4. So it's cos positive or negative? Positive. So it's positive cos alpha times. Now, tan can be written as sin alpha over cos alpha. But remember, this cos alpha is over 1. So that cancels. Not so. It will give me an answer. Okay, you guys ready? Okay. Is that it? So that basically brings us to the end of the examples for exercise 7.3. Okay. But you guys did that for homework, right? Okay. So was there any issues with that homework? Nothing. You guys do the work? Okay, I'll do it in part of this video. So this is out of exercise 7.3. Any issues with 1? No. So 2J is tan 360. I just hope it's not because you are Jamie now you got a problem with J. Huh? That's not the issue. Okay, so again, what do we need? We need that cost diagram, okay? Draw it often so that you start memorizing, okay? Draw it often. So 360 minus beta, which quadrant is that in? The fourth quadrant. Is tan positive or negative? So it's negative tan beta times 360 minus fourth quadrant, cos positive or negative? Positive, so it's cos of beta over 180 minus second quadrant, sine is positive, so it's sine beta. Now tan can be written as sine over cos, so it's negative sine beta over cos beta. People, that negative, you don't say negative sine beta over negative cos beta. That negative belongs to one of the, it's for the whole fraction, okay, not for both. So it's time cos beta over sine beta. So what do we know? What's going to cancel here? Sine beta cancel sine beta. So what the cos beta cancel cos beta, which gives me negative sine beta in the numerator over sine beta in the denominator, which gives me an answer of. Where did you go wrong, Michael? For both. Okay, so in future, only put it for one. Okay, any other issues? So that brings us to the end of this video here. Okay, for those of you who want the full lesson, you'll find it in the description box below.